Okay, in case you didn't guess, we're going to be talking about books today. We're going to be talking about money books today. And we're going to talk about 12 because 12 days of money, 12 books. And it's a little something for everyone. You could read one book a month or you could gift, whatever you need to do. But I want you to read it in 2025. So welcome back to another Millennial in Debt video. Welcome to day 4 of 12 Days of Money. And these are going to be the financial literacy books you need to get your financial life together in 2025. So let's get started. I'm going to try not to spill any of these books. I'm balancing a lot of books on me right now, as you can see, but we're going to start off. Girl, these books are going to fall. I just want us to know that for 100% sure. Okay. We're going to start off, in case you didn't know, I am an author. I got a book and it's called So This Is Why I Am Broke. This book, oh my goodness, come on, girl, get it together. This book I highly suggest, not just because I am the author, which I know sounds biased, but this book I'm going to suggest for anyone who is just getting started, feeling intimidated by all the verbiage, feeling like all the money talk is from perfection, from a perfected standpoint. No, I talk about all the nitty gritty of really getting your financial life together, from home ownership to fire retirement to side hustles, all of that good stuff. And I tell you a very intimate detail on why I actually decided to be a homeowner and move out of my parents' house. It's in chapter 1. All right. So if you haven't picked up this copy yet, I highly suggest you do. And it makes a really great stocking stuffer, a really great gift. And if you would like a signed copy, you can get an order. You can order specifically from AstoriaBookstore.com, and I will sign this copy off and send it to you. But okay, enough about me. I just love the cover. Do you see the cover? Is this going to focus on me? I'll just put a screenshot. All right, let's talk. I'm going to put that behind me. Let's talk about the second book that you definitely need to get, whether it's from the library, whether it's from Amazon, House of Bezos, wherever you order books, you 1000% need Financially Lit by Janice Torres. This woman, I cannot say enough good things about her as a person and about her as an author and this book. If you absolutely want to be, and this is not only, but if you absolutely want to learn how to be financially free, how to make a ton of money, you need this in your arsenal, right? So Janice, girl, you put your whole foot in this book. I love it. And I highly, highly, highly recommend. The third book, this is an OG, if you know, you know. Get Good with Money by Tiffany Aliche. I hope I pronounced that correctly. This book I highly recommend if you are starting from scratch and you are someone who really likes guidelines and steps. This is basically a 10-step book on how to go from budgeting and saving all the way to building an estate plan at the end to really getting good with money. I really, really love this book. This was one of the books that when I was unsure on what to do and really just like needed a little bit of clarity, I knew exactly where to go. I also really like the fact that I didn't need to start from chapter 1, right? So I didn't really need so much help budgeting, but I wanted to learn more about estate planning. So I knew exactly where to go and I knew where I was in my like financial health plan with this book. This book is so near and dear to my heart. It is Broke Millennial, Stop Scraping By and Get Your Financial Life Together by Erin Lowry. This is the very first book, and I mention it in my book. I mention it on all the podcast interviews that I go on. This is the very first money book that I ever read, one, by a woman, and two, where it was pretty much like directed at me, a millennial, and it didn't talk at me. It didn't make me feel like I just didn't know things. It didn't make me feel like I was behind. So this is really just so pleasant of a read and introductory, and it uses such basic language so that anybody starting at any point of your financial journey, you will be able to understand and follow along. And I really love the follow-ups to these books. So if you already read this one, there are 2 more, which I've also read, pretty much teaching you how to become financially intimate with partners, right? And that's a really big thing. So definitely recommend, if you haven't read the first one, read the first one. And if you have, there are 2 others that you can get, and I'll link them in the description below. The next book, Mind Your Money. I really need you to go to Miss Be Helpful's Instagram and ask her what the actual title of this book was going to be because it's a quite funny story. But this book, it just makes me feel so comfortable and so confident discussing money with friends, discussing money with family, which can be a very touchy subject. And pretty much Yaneli always tells you like, look, hello, baby. You're not messing up nothing. You can come on in. You look so cute. Thank you. A new setup. We got a little Christmas vibe going. Hi. Come on, kiss me. Hi. What are you doing? I'm happy to see you. Okay. So if you're someone who typically sets a money goal and you don't know the next steps to take to reach it, or it just feels out of reach completely, or you don't feel like you understand how to set a money goal, this is the book for you. Next on our list, we have Cashing Out. I'm doing really good at not dropping these books, by the way. We have Cashing Out by Julian and Kirsten Saunders. They are a wonderful, amazing married couple. And I really love this book because it really makes you think about what is enough, right? How much money is enough for you to go out and really enjoy your life the way you really want to, the way you are destined to. And this helps you come up with those numbers and that ideation and really helps you figure out a way to work backwards. So I talk about Coast Fire a lot. I talk about FIRE a lot. This is the book that helped me get there. This is the book that helped me decide, okay, when I reach this number, this is enough because I want to go out and really enjoy my money. And I also really love that this book doesn't tell you to put off all your joys to the end. So while we are preparing for retirement, while we are preparing to cash out, it still gives you advice on how to spend responsibly, but live the life you love and enjoy as you're getting there. Cashing Out. Highly recommend. The next suggestion is by one of my close friends, Cindy, and it's Overcoming Debt, Achieving Financial Freedom. These are the 8 pillars to building wealth. Similar to the Tiffany Aliche book, I love the setup of this being in steps where I can go from step 1 to step 8 if I'm just starting out. Or if I'm more comfortable with the beginning steps, I can go to step 4 and not feel lost or confused. I really enjoy, also I'm in the book, by the way. I really enjoy that this focuses on helping you tackle debt, but still investing because you want to get to that end point. And Cindy really has that sweet spot on how you can do both without sacrificing one or the other. So this is a highly recommended book. All of these are highly recommended. But if you are looking for a way to manage your debt, to pay off your debt, and start investing, this is going to be the book you want to pick up. This book by one of my favorites, Money Out Loud, Burn It or Not. This book I always suggest as a great starter for any teens or any young adults who really want to get into money. So if you have a teenager in high school or a teenager in college or a young adult in college that you really want to gift a money book, that's our first book that fell. I knew a book was going to fall. This is the book you want to gift them. And I love that it is such a beautiful love letter to the Bay. So Burn It is from the Bay. And the visualizations in the book are so young person friendly. It's also friendly for me who sometimes I just need to visualize and see things. This is an amazing book. And I highly recommend if you do have, maybe you're a teacher, put it on the roster, put it on the curriculum because this is going to be a game changer for such young children's lives. This book, I was torn recommending one because it's been like on the New York Times bestseller forever. So it is very likely that you've either seen this book or heard of this book or read this book. And I was torn between recommending this one and Die with Zero because I approach them kind of similar where you're looking and discussing money more from an emotional standpoint, a psychological standpoint, and not just dollars and cents. So I do think it is a very important read, especially if you're just starting to navigate your relationship with money or you have traumas around money. The psychology of money really will help you unpack that in a way that doesn't feel intimidating. And if you have read it already, I recommend reading Die with Zero as a great follow-up. And if you've read both, drop it in the comments. Let's talk about it because I love both these books and I love that they talk about just more than a bank account. And the last book is actually a workbook, and this is called Money in Your 20s by Michael James. This is another book that is really great for young professionals. I would give this to people in college, maybe even people high school, like seniors in high school, but definitely for people in college or people who are just getting out into their first big girl, big person, big non-binary job. This is going to help you navigate that first big check or that first little check when you didn't understand taxes. And it is a workbook. I'm trying to open it without dropping it. It is a workbook. So it is hands-on. You can fill it out. You're not just learning about money. You're actually doing the work to improve your relationship with money in a hands-on way. So I highly recommend, again, young professionals, early, mid 20s, or even late teens to start getting a really great grasp and a hands-on way of approaching money. Now, the two books that we're going to talk about that I don't have the physical copies are for two reasons. One is Green Money by Cara Perez, and I have the ebook version. And I felt like that was really important to get the ebook version because it is all about sustainability. And I was just like, well, what a better way to be sustainable than to, instead of ordering it on Amazon and causing all the emissions and things like that, let me just get the ebook. Let me just do the right thing by Cara here. And so I highly recommend, if you want to learn about the sustainability of money, consumerism, all the things that you might have seen in the Buy Now documentary on Netflix that you found interesting, Cara has been talking about forever and has really helped me become just a better consumer and understand my footprint on the earth while still building my finances. So I highly recommend Green Money, which I'll put right here. And the second book that I absolutely recommend is actually on pre-order, and it's by Daisha Kennedy, and it's called Moving Beyond Broke. I got a chance to read this book really early. I'm not going to reveal any secrets or anything, but it is an absolutely phenomenal book in teaching, especially if you are a single mom, if you are a divorced parent, how to navigate those financial circumstances in a way that not many financial books discuss at all. She shares such intimate, beautiful stories about her relationship with money, going through a divorce, raising her two beautiful sons. So I highly recommend, highly, I can't say highly enough for all these books, recommend pre-ordering, and the book comes out in April. If you want any more book recommendations, of course, you can drop them in the comments or follow on Insta, and I will catch you tomorrow in day 5. Peace.